hour, and we will then open up the floor to you. So please have your questions ready. Before each of you, my dear panelists, has the chance to talk about the trends in your fields, and I guess you will probably use many, many words to do this. That's at least the idea. I want to do a quick warm-up round in which each of you says just one word. And we've just had a little chat here that for an academic, that's quite a challenge, but I'm challenging you a little bit. Each year, leading dictionaries, they unveil their words of the year. So I'm wondering, when you think about the trends that have dominated the past year, in your field of expertise, what is your word of the year 2024? In one word. Noella, do you want to start? Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Have a great lunch. I will say one little sentence. Power of education. You accept it? I accept it. What's your word in 2024?
Exciting. My area of expertise is AI, and exciting, very, very exciting.
Okay, exciting. Manuel.
Mine would be fracturing of the international system.
Peace before the storm. Peace before the storm. So that's actually 3, but I won't be too strict. Also, it has been a tough day already. David.
Challenging, building new relationships and trust.
So I'm happy that we don't have 6 speakers, but I thank you for this kickoff. I think it's a good kickoff for us to diving deeper into our conversation. And I want to start with you, Noella. 2024 was actually a mega election year, and women played a very pivotal role in shaping the election outcome in many places. Yet out of 31 direct presidential elections, only 5 female heads of states were elected. So I want to hear from you, Noella, what is the role that education plays specifically in empowering women globally?
That's so loud. We need at least 50% or 60%. And in Africa, out of 54 countries, and we need at least 30 countries for male leader. I would say women leadership is shaped by 3 key pillars: education, economic empowerment, and healthcare, which play a significant role individually in their convergence that creates a transformational shift in leadership represented globally. By strengthening these areas, we create a pipeline of capability, financial independence, healthy women who are prepared to lead at every level, from grassroots organization to corporate boardroom and political offices. Education as the foundation, economic empowerment as the driver, and healthcare as the sustainer. Without this pillar, the pathway of leadership remains incomplete.
Get a little bit more concrete here also in some of the areas that affect probably your work in your institution in the DRC, where you are also born. Currently, when we look at the geopolitical outlook and all the money that's spent for aid, we see that especially in the United States, aid was cut almost completely. USAID is withdrawing, and the biggest American humanitarian program in 2024 was in the DRC. So I'm wondering, when you think about education in your home country and for your work that you do there, what are the implications of this?
You know, I created an ecosystem in the Congo 17 years ago. It's an ecosystem where we have built a village, where we have completely transformed an entire village from the grassroots. A village where there's no water, no electricity. We're working in a crisis, conflict country. We have built a school where we have 430 girls from 5 to 18. We got already 2 graduations. On Sunday was very special because we got 5 students that got graduated from our school, Malaika School. They got a full scholarship in India, and they came to talk with me at a panel. And then second year university here in India, and in STEM and technology. The power of education is very important. First of all, to develop countries like Congo, where we have a 30 years conflict, more than 5 million people displaced, 6 million have died, you need to have peace. You need to have peace, you need to have strong institutions, you need to have a very, very innovative and strong leadership. And from the grassroots, you create the education. The ecosystem we create is a school, is a vocational training where we teach skills to the youth, to 5,000 youth and adults, from mechanic, electricity, digital classes, sewing, sport, agriculture, and where we have built a lot of wells and water in different areas. We are small comparison of all the big organizations that are working in Congo and countries where they've been really affected by the USA cut and etc. Right now, we still not really affected as an organization because our donor had corporate grant application, you receive an grant application, and individual and the very loyal donors that came to see what we're doing and how we are transforming. And the success stories, the monitoring and evaluation, the safeguarding. I don't take any salary. This is my giving back to my country. I saw a lot of organizations when they come to work in Africa, they don't employ enough the local team. And then it collapses completely when there's no aid because the international people receive a good salary, all the benefits that they have. Our team is local. So we are employing them, we are working with them, and that's the future of the aid, is to build programs with the community, led by the community and led by the local.
Thank you. Now you mentioned that you have a small project, but I'm sure that there is some things that you can share with us that might be relevant also when you look at education and trends in education more on the global level. Maybe you can say some words on that.
You know, when I see the 5 girls that came to speak with me at the panel on Sunday, Louise, Frida, Josiane, Lauriane, Claudine, they come from a rural village, sleeping on the floor, having the best education at Malaika School, all in second year, want to be engineers, civil, STEM. Their mothers study at our center to learn to read, to write, digital classes, some of them now are cashier. You need, I think, to talk about individuality. Every story is an individual person. The model that we created is a model that can be duplicated in any communities in the world. But what works in Congo might not work in Brazil. So you really have to understand the problems of the community and how you can scale the programs. But we talk a lot about AI and etc. But how many communities don't have access to electricity? Electricity means you don't have access to internet. You don't have the access to charge your laptop, to charge your phone. So you need, for advancement development, you need to think about the infrastructure that you're putting in place to really be able to speak in a global ways. And me coming from Congo, we are far beyond that. But it's very sad because a country like Congo, all your phones, all your laptop, everything is linked with Congo. 80% of the reserve of coltan, lithium, green energy, cars, etc., come from Congo. Our country like Congo doesn't produce the phone, doesn't produce cars. And that's where you will depend less on aid, is really to build the skills and the next generation of leaders, because Africa is 60% is a young generation of entrepreneurs, and you need to uplift them. The secret, I think, for Africa is really to find our leaders need to invest in this young generation to be the driven force for Africa.
Thank you. You have already mentioned AI, and before I move on to Nitin, maybe one last question. This outlook that I've given on with Western aid programs in general might be not as hopeful, but we have heard that yesterday the president of Congo and Rwanda, they called for East Congo ceasefire just yesterday. And you have mentioned how crucial it is to have peace also for education and for the goals that you are fighting for in your institution. So do
do these two developments make you more hopeful or more pessimistic when it comes to the timeline for 2026? Yes, yesterday my president and the president of Rwanda and the emir of Qatar met, but so many meetings, so many talks, but between we have thousands, millions of people have been displaced from this conflict the last few months. The rebels are coming down in the country of Congo, so I think we had so many talks, sanctions. Now we have to act. We have to act because the population is suffering. No food, no water, a big crisis of refugees. We hope that the ceasefire will happen, but now we need to go through a peace and justice and rebuilding of the country. But we know that it's all political and economical game. I wish, yes, it's great that they meet, but I wish it was more to talk about the human crisis too. Thank you. Nathan, we have already heard the buzzword AI, and I've started with this reference on 2024 as a mega election year, and AI is certainly another variable that is crucial and oftentimes a challenging one when it comes to elections. However, AI is also expected to improve many industries and to accelerate scientific breakthroughs. So